And welcome to Stamp with Angela. I'm Angela Palmer and thank you for joining me today. Whether you're joining me live on this Facebook, watching the recording later, or even watching this as a video on YouTube. I appreciate you joining me today. Today I'm going to share a masking technique using some masking paper to create a background, and then we're going to use stamp set to make a Christmas card. But you can use this masking technique and the layout to make a card for whatever occasion card that you need. So hopefully this particular technique and layout inspires you and you can have a go at making something similar as well. And hopefully along the way I'll share a few tips and things with you and you'll learn some things to help with your card making as well. So I appreciate you taking the time as I'm doing the video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and I'll do my best to answer your questions. Or if you're watching the recording, then you can always comment and I will answer your questions and things later on as well. So let's get started. I'll turn my camera around, bear with me for a minute and check out today's card. This is today's card. So like I said, it is a Christmas card. You can see the oval shape, which I've created in the background using my ink and my blending brushes, and then done some stamping and embossing and ribbon and all sorts of things to finish the card off. So you can use this layout for any other style of card as well. So using the Trees for Sale stamp set, and you'll see there's kind of two-step stamping with a background and then a more defined one in the front. So I'm using Soft Succulent for the background, and then I'm using Evening Evergreen for the more defined part of the stamp. And then the colour that I've used in the background is some Crumb Cake. All right, and if you can see, I've added a bit of texture at the back too with the embossing folder, and this is this music one here, Merry Melody I think it is, probably hard to see in the video, and I'll give you some tips for using that as well. Alright, so let's get started. So you'll see that I've mostly used greens, but I did want to accent a bit of colour, so we've got a bit of red there, and I've used the Lights Aglow paper for that, but you could use, you know, whatever you like for that kind of thing. So we'll do this part here at the front. So I've used some masking paper. So the masking paper comes in a pack like this. And what I've done is the oval shape that I've used is from the Fitting Florets dies and things. So I've cut out this oval. So I've cut a piece of the masking paper. So just cut a piece like this and then put this over the top and put it through. So I'm using this here, but you can also use the bit that you cut out to sponge the other side of the card as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this on here and then we're going to sponge. Now you can use any shapes. You can use circles, ovals, whatever you like. Alright, so I'm going to put some grid paper down behind, so when I'm doing my sponging it's not going everywhere. So I do like the grid paper. So you can get the big sheets, which are the whole kind of size, but these are little ones. They're actually designed for the Stamparatus, but they're quite good if you're just wanting to use a small area and things. Now the masking paper is quite sticky, so my little tip would be, I'm just going to bring my cardigan over because I haven't got long sleeves today, is as you peel it off, actually stick it to something like your jeans or your trousers or top or whatever, just to take some of the stickiness off so it doesn't get too sticky when you stick it down. I might do half at a time. Lining up sometimes is a bit tricky. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. And then I'll take the other side off. And then before I stick it down, we'll just... So I don't know if you can tell, but you can see a bit of the fibre from my clothes just to make it not too sticky. We have used masking tape before in an earlier Facebook Live weekly video a few weeks ago. We did a piece across and then we pulled it off. So that was cool. No, I don't have the card handy. All right, so crumb cake. So we're going to do that background piece first. All right, we're going to start off because it leaves that nice big splodge. So just a nice gentle circular motion. Hardly looks like anything's there at the moment. We will go a little bit darker. Well, it's definitely getting darker now. There we go. All right. So we want to see a definite shape in our card. Okay. I really do like these ovals from the Fitting Florets. They're very cool. So before I take that off, I'm going to do my lights. So that was from this stamp here. And I'm just going to do that in Memento Black. Whoops, we're getting little bits from dimensionals floating around the place. They seem to go everywhere. All right, so kind of near the top. So we can see a couple like that. While that's there, I'll colour it in. Now sometimes I've used cherry cobbler because of the paper, but then sometimes the real red's actually a bit brighter. So this is just a Stampin' Right marker. You could use blends if you've got them, but whatever works. Just to colour those in a little bit. Now, very carefully, we have to remove this. Now, if you're careful enough, you can actually save this and use it again. So I would get something plastic to stick it on. So what can I use? If we get one of these cellophane bags, we'll put it onto that. And then I've used one several times. Now this one is a little bit narrower at the side, so I could have cut a slightly bigger piece, I guess, and then wouldn't be quite so flimsy. And then you can use it again. And obviously it won't stick quite so much, which is probably good. I think it will come off a bit more easily as well, but definitely can use that again. Trying to be economical. All right, whoops, let's put this up the right way. I did make one earlier and I turned it around and stamped my greeting. So we had to try that again, so that wasn't quite so good. All right, so the placement of the trees. I did another one and I first of all did it like that, but I felt like it was boom, boom, boom. And I quite like that sort of distance. So we've got 3 sizes of trees. So let's start with our soft succulent, big, small, medium. All right, here we go. So there is a hair or something on there, which I don't want to stamp on my page. So we're going to wipe that off. Try again. I think it's gone now. It looks better. Kind of about there. Lovely. Then we'll go for the smaller one, slightly further up, so it looks like it's further back. Not quite perfect in the middle, but that's okay. We're going to cover it with our detail pattern, and then this one a bit lower down. Oops, we're taking the whole card. Nice. All right, now coming in with the Evening Evergreen. So this is a dark green that I have probably noticed, used lots of on my Facebook Lives over the last few weeks. It's a great colour. Oops, now I've got quite a bit of ink there. Let's just wipe that off so we don't, just using my, what do you call it, chamois, just a small bit cut off. Try and line it up. Beautiful. Small one detailed is this one here. Great. And our medium one. Beautiful. All right, now our sentiment. So originally I had it over this side and then I felt this was quite bare. So then I decided to put the sentiment there and add some ribbon, and that kind of nicely balanced it out. So sometimes you come up with a design and have to play around to get it just as you want. All right, so that's that. While I've got my inks out, I have stamped on the inside as well. So I should have a slightly bigger piece for the inside. So while it's here, let's just quickly stamp one of these as well. And my detailed one. Oops, we're getting ribbon and all. Beautiful. Okay. Then we'll put that aside so we don't get mixed up. You'll notice a bit of red either side. So I have just used the, what do you call it? Light to Glow DSP, and I wanted the red because it's a nice sort of contrasting colour. We want to see a bit more of the gold, so let's put it up that way. And we don't need a full piece, just a strip top and bottom is all good. So like so. So this piece here that I stamped is 8 centimeters by 12.5. Okay, in case you're wondering, 8 centimeters by 12.5. Okay, very good. Now, while that dries, the background. So with my soft succulent, I used the music embossing folder. So this is it here. Now, when you look at it, if you don't read music and things, this way here is the right way up. So when you put it through your machine, you put it that way because the closed side goes first. But actually the way you read it is this way here. Now, there are a couple of them where they've got numbers, the time signature, so that might help you find it. But if you've got this side, it's really hard to know which way it goes, unless you can read music. But I don't like to see it upside down. So I wanted to see, make sure I've got my clefs and time signature there, and then put that through. But of course I have to turn it around that way, put the closed sides in first, and then when it comes out, it will be like that. And I'm going to flip it around. Hope you followed all that. So if you have a look here, if you've got the clef on it, that's a treble clef, bass clef, F sharp, C sharp, the key signature. The thing to notice is some of the stems could go either way, but the little tails should always be on the right hand side. That way you know it's the right way up. I don't know how easily that is to see. Okay, all that, a music lesson as well as a crafting lesson. If you need more details on how to get it the right way up, I've actually got a separate video showing you, or maybe a blog post too with a picture showing you which way the little quaver tails need to go, as it were. Okay, so that's just glued on. This one I'm going to put on here at an angle, but we do need to add our ribbon next. So I love this gold cream, and I've stamped on cream too because it just is a bit of a softer look. So we're going to put that on the left side and tape it down, and then just add a little knot after that. So I'm just going to use my tear and tape, if I can find the end, to hold it in place. So a piece there, whoops, that's a bit funny. We should probably look to make sure it's lining up nicely. Yeah, and I might just need to trim off these. So get a nice, if I trim too far, that will do. Okay, and a little piece for a bow. Well, not really a bow, a knot. If it's too long, we can trim it down. Awesome. Okay, and to finish it off, some dimensionals, and then obviously the inside of the card. And I'll show you another card I made with exactly the same layout, but not a Christmas card. Completely different colours, completely different stamp set, well not it, and that kind of thing, and quite a different look, but it's the same background technique and the same, whoops, we don't want it upside down, and the same layout. So angled, if you don't like it angled, of course you can put it on straight, but just to make it a bit more interesting, I'm going for the angled look. There we go. So lastly, we need to do the inside. All right. So let's put, I'll put this onto here first. That into there. And then this one. Brilliant, there we go. So it's quite nice just with the border, and it ties it all together, what's on the front. And then if these are a bit long, which I feel they are, we can just trim them slightly. So these with the red on them are my ribbon scissors. and that way they cut ribbon really well. And I use my other scissors for my paper and things, and that way my ribbon scissors stay nice and sharp. Okay, so there we go. So that is today's card, and I'll move that one away. So here is the same layout using the Fitting Florets bundle and things. So you can see my oval background. So I've used balmy blue to create that background. I've used it on white, some of the paper to border it. Rather than stamp, I've actually cut some of the flowers out of the designer series paper, and so I've just stamped my sentiment in there as well, and I've got my embossed background as well, and some sparkly pink ribbon, which is quite cool. And I felt it was a little bit not so full in there, so I've added a bit more sparkle too. And then inside, I haven't actually stamped, but just tied in the blushing bride as well. All right, so that's the same card, the same layout. So why not give it a go? Create embossed background, sponge, you know, create a shape, an oval, a circle, whatever you like, and have a bit of sponging in the background and then stamp around it and that kind of thing. So any questions, do let me know. I hope you've liked today's card. Just before we go, just to let you know a couple of things. Today is the start of the last chance products. So the mini catalogue will be retiring soon, or end of December, early January. So this catalogue here, it's July to December, actually goes to the 4th of January. Did I say July? Yeah, so July to December, but actually 4th of January. But it's only available, products are available while stocks last now. So some product, a little bit will carry on, but a lot of it will retire. And some of those retiring products have been discounted up to 60% off. Some aren't, but some are. So check it out in case you've got something on your wish list that was in this catalogue. You haven't got it yet, make sure you get it before it's gone for good. And also at the same time, on the clearance rack, which is kind of old retired stuff that's been gone for a while now, and discounted too, there is some new things that have been added to the clearance rack as well. There's some dies that were part of the September Perfect Partners promotion and some other stuff from a while ago. So check that out if you are doing an order. You might get some great sales there too. So you can order online through my online store. You can also contact me if you need help. If you'd like me to place your order, or if you're local and you want to do it as part of my group order, I'll do one later today around dinner time because I don't want to miss out on some of the things selling out. It's hard to know how quickly it'll go. So let me know by 5 p.m. if you're wanting it to be part of my group order, or obviously you can order yourself too. Any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed today's card. Hope you learned some new tips and things along the way. You like the new layout, the masking technique, and you can do it in other colours, designs, and all sorts of things too. All right, thanks so much for watching. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. And even if you're not watching this on YouTube, you may like to check out my YouTube channel because I've got lots of other videos there, some short tip ones as well. So maybe lots of ideas and techniques to help you too. If you do have any questions or any ideas for Facebook Lives, or questions and things that I might be able to answer, questions that you might have that others might have, I'm happy to answer your questions. Because I'm always looking for different ideas of things I can share with you or questions I can answer. My latest newsletter had some commonly asked questions answered. So if you're not on my mailing list, you might like to check that out too. I send out some exclusive tutorials, tips, information about sales and things. So it's a great way to be kept up to date, and as well, you'll get information about my classes and things too. All right, thank you so much for your time today. Sorry I've babbled on a little bit at the end, but lots of things to tell you. So I appreciate you following me, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks so much. Have a good afternoon. Bye.